Okay, so have you ever felt like you're just stuck? You've done all the spiritual stuff.
Uh-huh. The books, the seminars,
Yeah,
maybe years of it.
exactly. Bought the books, gone to the retreats, maybe even perfected that morning routine. But like deep down,
There's still something missing, that
yeah.
little emptiness.
Yeah, that kind of gaping black hole feeling, that
Yeah.
nagging sense that you're maybe one more insight away from, well, from feeling truly free.
Mm. It's a common search.
Well, if that sounds familiar, you'll want to stick around. This deep dive is definitely for you. We've been looking at some really fascinating material insights from conversations with this remarkable woman, Ollie, documented in Tea with Ollie.
Yeah, and what's so striking about Ollie is she's kind of the anti-guru, isn't
Oh,
she?
really? How so?
Well, the author describes meeting her, just this ordinary woman. Normal clothes, normal car, sipping tea.
No robes, no chanting.
None of that. Just this incredible sense of presence. Like completely present. Free from all that background anxiety most of us carry around.
Right. And then she hits the author with this like bombshell premise
Which is
that finding joy, finding happiness, it's actually easy.
easy. After all that searching.
Yeah. Requires no money, no extra hours of meditation. And the kicker, she said, there was nothing you needed to do.
Wow. Okay. That immediately flies in the face of, well, everything, doesn't it?
It really does. My first thought was, no way, that can be right.
Because it challenges the ego,
Yeah.
the part of us that wants the struggle, the plan, the achievement.
Exactly. So our mission today is really to unpack Ollie's core ideas, things like total responsibility, reflection, the power of perception.
All leading towards this idea of
Well,
freedom.
how can we actually get to this radical freedom by accepting this almost like paradoxical idea that there's nothing to find, that we're already it?
It's a fascinating question. Where do we start?
Okay, let's dive in. First big concept, and it's a bit blunt. The author calls it own your own shit.
Huh. Yes. Confronting, but absolutely fundamental to Ali's whole framework.
What does it really mean, though? Taking responsibility.
It means taking full responsibility, not just intellectually, like, oh yeah, I guess I played a part. No, it's owning everything, every outcome, every event, every single feeling,
Even the stuff that feels like it definitely happened to you, like someone else's fault.
especially that stuff.
Yeah.
Because think about it. The moment you point the finger, the moment you blame your boss or the economy or your partner,
Uh-huh.
you're subconsciously saying, I'm a victim here.
Right. I'm powerless. I'm at the effect of life.
Exactly. And as long as you're in that victim space, you have no power to change the experience.
Hmm.
But the instant you take responsibility, even if it feels completely unfair,
Yeah.
you step back into your power. You become the creator, not the reactor. Life stops happening to you and starts responding to your thoughts, your feelings, your vibration.
Okay, the author had a really potent example of this, right? When she went to Bali.
Oh yeah, the Bali story is perfect.
Yeah.
She went there specifically trying to avoid her problems back home, especially money worries. She was really concerned about money.
Yeah, I do.
Gets to the airport, needs to pay the visa fee,
Yeah.
pulls out her credit card, decline. Pulls out her debit card, same bank,
Mm-hmm.
decline too.
Oh, no. Stranded.
Totally stranded. Now, most of us would just chalk that up to really bad luck, right? Or blame the bank.
For sure. Awful timing.
But Ollie's perspective was different. She later explained it wasn't random at all. That external block, the bank having a momentary outage right then, was a direct mirror
A mirror of what?
of the author's internal state. Her feeling blocked financially, her constant worry about money. The external world was literally reflecting her inner turmoil.
Wow. Okay, so the universe just matched her frequency.
Pretty much. Which leads to another really cool, kind of radical reframing from Ollie about triggers.
Triggers. Those things we usually try to avoid, like the plague.
Exactly. But Ollie says they're actually beautiful gifts.
Gifts. Getting furious that someone doesn't feel like much of a gift.
I know, right? But here's the thing. That anger, that upset, it's like a little window
A window into what?
into your own subconscious. It's showing you a wound, a fear, a belief buried deep down that hasn't been fully accepted or healed yet.
So if that person didn't tap into something already inside me.
It wouldn't bother you,
Okay.
or at least not with the same intensity. The trigger is just highlighting an internal resonance.
Okay, but does that mean I have to stop and psychoanalyze myself every time someone cuts me off in traffic? That sounds exhausting.
Huh. No, not necessarily full-on analysis. It's more about acceptance and curiosity, noticing the intensity of the reaction.
Like that story about the friend and the borrowed sleeping bag, the swag.
Yes, Perfect example. The friend absolutely lost it because her niece didn't return this borrowed sleeping bag on time. The anger was huge.
Way out of proportion for a sleeping bag.
Totally. But later, she realized it wasn't about the swag at all. It tapped into this really deep childhood wound
What was that?
about seeking her dad's approval. Years before, she'd been really scolded for returning a borrowed suit in bad shape. So this unreturned swag just instantly brought up all that old fear of being irresponsible, fear of losing love.
Ah, okay. So the swag was just the messenger.
Exactly. And once she saw that connection, once she accepted that buried fear within herself, the trigger lost its power. The anger about the swag just dissolved.
That's the freedom, isn't it? Not needing the world outside to change.
Precisely. Because you've dealt with the internal stuff it was reflecting.
Which flows really nicely into the next idea, this concept of oneness, or as Ali puts it, stop separating the shit out of it.
Another blunt one.
Yeah.
But it follows logically, doesn't it? If you own your triggers, the next step is realizing it's all connected.
So if I'm complaining about, say, my partner being stressed about money again.
Buddy would likely say, that's you.
Meaning?
It can only annoy you or trigger you because you have some kind of active conversation or belief about money worries running inside your own head. The external world isn't picking on you.
It's just reflecting my own internal chatter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Reflecting the judgments, the fears, the conversations you're having with yourself. Like that example of the teenager who was deeply hurt when called fat.
Yeah.
She later realized the sting came because it mirrored her own harsh self-criticism about her weight. The external comment just amplified her internal reality.
Okay. So judgment plays a huge role here then.
Massive. Judgment is basically the ego's tool for creating separation.
How so?
By judging something or someone else as bad or wrong, the ego creates this illusion that I am separate and probably better.
Right. So if I'm really intensely judging, say, a political figure for being cruel.
Ali might suggest looking inward. Is there a part of you that's afraid you too could be capable of that same cruelty, maybe under certain extreme circumstances?
Ooh, that's uncomfortable. Like the story of the daughter's partner and his reaction to how a certain politician treated women.
Exactly. He was absolutely furious, explosive anger. But eventually, that led him to realize his anger stemmed from a deep-seated fear that he might harbor similar potentials for aggression.
And when he acknowledged that possibility within himself.
The intensity of the external judgment just faded. He didn't need to project it so strongly anymore.
Okay, this is making sense. So if the world reflects us, let's talk about how we create that reflection. Ollie says, we make it so. How does that work if I'm definitely not trying to create, like, debt or stress?
Well, it starts with our beliefs.
Yeah.
And Ollie had a really simple definition for belief.
Which was?
Just a thought we have had so many times, it has created a neural pathway.
So it's like a mental habit, a groove the brain falls into.
Precisely. It's not some sacred truth, just a habit, like thinking money is hard to come by over and over.
Yeah.
That thought habit then generates an emotion, right? Worry, scarcity.
Yeah, you feel it.
And that emotion creates a certain energy, a vibrational frequency or resonance. That's what you're broadcasting out into the universe.
And the universe just matches it, like attracts, like...
That's the idea. You send out worry, you tend to attract circumstances that give you more to worry about. It becomes this energetic feedback loop.
We can even feel this in tiny language shifts, can't we?
Absolutely. Like if you're feeling stuck and keep saying, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that feels heavy, stuck.
Right. The energy is just stuck. But what if you shift that slightly, just slightly, to something like, okay, guide me to the best case scenario.
That feels different, more open, expansive.
Exactly. The vibration changes instantly. Or think about the difference between asking, why is this happening to me?
Which sounds like...
Victim mode, powerless, trapped.
Reverse.
Versus shifting to curiosity. I wonder why I've attracted this particular experience.
That feels totally different. Empowered, like there's something to learn.
Yes, and that curiosity is the key to dissolving the pattern, to changing the reality you don't prefer.
Okay, this leads us to maybe the most radical reframing of all. Chapter 4. Life is an experience to be had.
This one really challenges our purpose-driven mindset.
Totally. Ollie's saying the only point of life is just to experience it. And if that's true, then... Well, she says there is no difference in one experience and another.
Whoa, no difference between joy and pain, success and failure.
Apparently not. Only the label we put on it. Good, bad, right, wrong.
That really dismantles what she calls the duality trap, doesn't it?
Explain that.
Well, We're all conditioned to chase the good stuff, right? Good feelings, right actions, positive outcomes.
Of course.
But Ali argues that as long as you're desperately seeking good or right, you are automatically, energetically creating its opposite. You're defining and empowering bad and wrong just by resisting them.
So freedom lies. Where?
In that space beyond judgment, where things just are, experiences to be had.
Okay, but wait. If there's no right or wrong, does that mean anything goes? What about ethics? Doesn't that get dangerous?
That's a really important distinction. Seems to be talking about our internal experience, our personal freedom from suffering, not necessarily societal rules or laws. It's about freeing yourself energetically.
That's so.
Think about that question the author learned to ask herself. Would I rather be right or be free?
Okay.
If you absolutely insist on being right about how awful someone is or how wrong a situation is, you're energetically chained to it. You're holding on to that resistance, that judgment. You're not free.
You're choosing righteousness over peace.
Exactly, which leads directly to the next piece of advice in Chapter 5. Say yes to what is.
Meaning just accept everything, even terrible things.
Well, Ali's point is that suffering doesn't usually come from the circumstance itself. It comes from our resistance to it, from fighting reality.
Okay, but isn't acceptance just giving up? Like apathy.
See, that's the crucial difference. Apathy says, this sucks, there's nothing I can do, so I won't even try. It's passive resignation.
And acceptance.
Acceptance, in Ali's view, is active. It says, okay, this is what's happening right now. I don't need to like it, but I don't need to change it in this exact moment in order to be okay internally.
So you stop fighting the present reality.
Yes. And by saying yes to what is right now, you stop holding that negative, resistant vibration in place. You release the struggle.
Yeah.
And paradoxically, that's when new possibilities can actually emerge.
That's what she calls flipping the script.
Exactly. You change your internal state, and the external can then shift.
I love the practical tool the author came up with for this, that you are my favorite walk. It sounds so silly.
It does sound silly, but apparently it's incredibly effective.
Remind us how it works.
You just go for a walk, and you deliberately, consciously label every single thing you see as your favorite.
Everything.
Everything. Favorite footpath, favorite crack of the pavement, favorite street sign, even. Favorite pile of dog poo.
Favorite dog poo. Okay, why does that work?
Because it's absurd. Your logical judging mind literally cannot compute labeling dog mess as favorite. It throws a wrench in the works.
It short-circuits the usual judgment habit.
Precisely. The ego needs judgment to operate good-bad, like dislike. By forcing this non-judgmental, even if absurd labeling, you quiet the ego right down.
And you just land in the present moment, experiencing things without the usual commentary.
Exactly. You stop resisting what is. You just are.
Okay, now for the really countercultural part. The bit that goes against everything our productivity-obsessed world tells us.
Ah, yes. The paradox of action. Ali, who was incredibly creative, writing, painting, baking, composing music.
Right, she seemed very busy.
Her core message was still, there is nothing to do.
How does that make sense? She was clearly doing things.
It seems like a total contradiction, doesn't it? When the author asked her, why are you so busy? Ali's answer was amazing. She just said, I'm busy doing nothing.
Doing nothing while painting or writing.
It's about the energy behind the action.
Yeah.
This is maybe the highest state of being Ali describes.
Yeah.
There's no ego driving the doing.
Meaning?
She wasn't writing to become famous or baking to get praise or painting to sell it. The creative energy was just flowing through her. Effortlessly.
So it's action without attachment. No attachment to the outcome or to becoming a better person because of the activity.
Exactly. That lack of attachment, that lack of future self-projection is what transforms doing into pure being. It becomes effortless flow.
The author recognized this in herself, didn't she? That time watching the sunrise in Bali.
She felt this unexpected sadness and realized it was because she wasn't just being with the sunrise. She was mentally ticking it off a Bali to-do list.
Turning an experience into an accomplishment.
Right, which takes you out of the present moment, out of pure being.
Yeah.
This is all about shifting from obligation to inspiration.
Like that parenting example she used.
Yeah, the cooking one. She just decided one day, I'm not inspired to cook dinner anymore, and stopped.
Okay, how did that go down with the family?
Well, initially there was resistance, right? What are we going to eat? But because she held firm, not out of spite, but just genuinely lacking the inspiration, the obligation eventually, they just shrugged and figured it out themselves. Someone else made dinner.
So letting go of the should allowed something else to emerge.
Exactly. And conversely, when you are operating from pure inspiration, even mundane tasks can feel amazing.
Like when she suddenly felt inspired to iron.
Yes, ironing. And she described it as total bliss. Which sounds crazy, but her point was
What?
that when we start fighting, stop shooting ourselves, stop trying so hard, basically, when we get out of our own way, our natural state isn't struggle. It's actually joy, bliss, and flow.
Wow. That's a profound shift.
It really is. And this state of flow, of non-resistance, it leads perfectly into Ollie's final kind of summarizing phrase for everything.
Which is?
Just drink your tea.
Okay. What does that mean in practice?
It's her shorthand, really, for stopping the mental churn, stopping the worry about the future, stopping the frantic doing, and just coming back to the present moment. Be here now. Just drink your tea.
And we saw this play out perfectly with the author's ice cream business during the first COVID lockdown, right?
Oh, yeah, that story is fantastic. Suddenly, lockdown hits, all her wholesale orders, poof, canceled overnight.
Panic stations, surely. Worrying about money, the business collapsing.
Totally. She was paralyzed with fear, completely spun out about what was going to happen next week, next month. Her mind was racing into the future.
And Ollie's advice.
Classic Ollie. Just drink your tea. It's Saturday. Why are you worrying about Monday right now? Be here.
Just be present with the fear, the uncertainty, everything.
Exactly. And forcing herself into that present moment, stopping the panic spiral, allowed something else to happen.
What was that?
It allowed inspiration to come through, instead of just fear-based reaction. From that calmer place, she felt inspired to write this really genuine, heartfelt Facebook post.
About the business needing help.
Yeah, about pivoting, asking for local support. And because it came from that centered place, not panic, it resonated. The post went viral locally.
Wow.
She got free radio publicity, people rallied around, and she successfully pivoted the entire business to home deliveries. The external reality literally shifted.
But only after she stopped fighting the present and worrying about the future, after she drank her tea.
Precisely. She chose acceptance and presence over fear and resistance.
So, if we tie all this together, taking responsibility, seeing reflections, ditching judgment, accepting what is, acting from inspiration, not obligation, this whole path to finding that elusive space of nothingness or freedom.
It's not really about finding something new, is it?
No. It seems like it's all about a radical shift in perception, seeing things differently, realizing that the problem you thought was out there is actually just mirroring an internal conversation you're having.
And that leads us right back to that core contradiction, the one that trips up so many spiritual seekers.
It is.
That enlightenment or presence or flow or whatever you want to call it, it can't actually be found. It can't be achieved through effort.
Why not?
Because according to Ali, we are it all already. The very act of trying to find it, trying to get there.
Creates separation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It instantly creates a me here now who is lacking and a better enlightened me somewhere in the future. And that separation is the absence of presence. The seeking itself takes you out of the state you're seeking.
Wow. So the harder you look, the less likely you are to see it.
It's that kind of paradox.
So what's Ali's ultimate advice for living then? If there's nothing to do, nothing to find.
It seems almost ridiculously simple. Just watch life unfold, like watching a movie.
With non-attachment.
Yeah.
With curiosity.
Yeah. She literally says, just watch the movie and eat your popcorn.
That's brilliant. It's like the ultimate permission slip, isn't it? Permission to just stop striving, stop struggling, stop judging every single moment. So maybe the final thought for you listening right now is just that. Can you just for this moment observe whatever is happening, the good, the bad, the comfortable, the uncomfortable, as if you're just watching it? Sitting back, maybe metaphorically, eating some popcorn.
Can you stop trying to fix it or analyze it or judge it just for a second? Can you just drink your tea?
Because maybe, just maybe, that radical freedom you've been searching for isn't somewhere else. Maybe it's right here, in that space of simple observation, already present.